What you gonna do when WWPWW wants round on you, brother? Couldn't think of anything to do, so I just thought, I'll whip out old Hulk Hogan.
Good done. Well done. Good done. Well done.
Maybe next time I'll do some Warrior or Macho Man. do something different, I don't know. But anyways, this is episode 74 or 75. One of those two. I'm pretty sure 74. WWPWW, the Worldwide Wrestling Podcast of Worldwide Wrestling, the #1 wrestling podcast in all of Central Illinois, bar none. Don't believe any other people out there trying to spread that they are the #1 wrestling podcast in Central Illinois. We are, okay? We don't set the bar, okay?
We are the bar.
Exactly. All right. Well, don't have much news or nothing going on or anything like that this week. Nothing really big talked about or, just rumors and speculation as per usual. No actual big concrete things and stuff like that. Although I gotten a big kick out of just listening to all kinds of different wrestling podcasts and stuff like that. Just ones I hadn't heard for a while or haven't heard ever. Stuff like that. So listen to some of Ric Flair's that I haven't heard in a while, and listen to a lot of Jim Cornette's. Oh gosh, that guy is hilarious. Like, swears like a sailor, doesn't care what anybody thinks about him. Just starts talking. Like, I heard him tell some stories about Brock Lesnar back when he was the head guy at OVW, and when Brock was coming up and stuff like that.
Oh, sure.
Oh man, that was good. He's not afraid of Brock Lesnar. He should be. Like, he admits, he goes, oh yeah, Brock is a big guy. I'm not going to try to fight Brock, but I don't care. And he's just like, oh, it was fun. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing the past week. It's been a lot of fun listening to all that. So,
a lot of good podcasts out there for wrestling.
For sure.
Also promote Bruce Pritchard's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Let me get to my podcasting stuff because I know it's awesome. And all right, something to wrestle with Bruce Pritchard is a really good one. Sam Roberts' wrestling podcast is pretty good. It's good because he's a fan, even though he goes to some of the events and stuff, and he does some reporting, quote unquote reporting there. I agree with a lot of the stuff he comes up with. Some of the stuff some of the fantasy booking things he comes up with is pretty interesting and pretty fan serviced, so I really enjoy that. Xbox podcast is really good. I like it because he's been in the business and he tells it like it is, and he's got like a ton of people around him. He'll talk to them and stuff, and I like his interviews and stuff. It's just really nice to see him do the things he's doing. Also, ENC's Pod of Awesomeness is probably one of my favorite podcasts. I love Edge and
Christian's podcast. That, I'd probably say, besides Talk is Jericho, that one's probably my favorite, the Edge and Christian podcast, because, their show was really fun, really goofy, really quirky, really out there, and, their podcast was, did you hear their review of Ultimate Deletion?
I think so.
They were over the moon for it. They loved it as much as we did. They were just oh, it was great. They totally didn't ruin it. He's just I'm glad that Vince and Co gave them creative control to do whatever they wanted with it and didn't try to, stuff. They just were just oh, it was awesome. Everything about it was awesome. And I was yeah, it was great.
Yeah, and they had a
fun
I think
podcast.
Their last one was the Austin and Bret Hart they had on to go over their match at, I think it was at WrestleMania. That was really a good podcast to get into the psychology of a match, to have the two guys who put the match together, who went through the match, and they had to go back through the match. They had to watch the match over again and remember the spots that they picked, the spots that they that they would talk about as they're going, because they would call some of it on the fly,
mm-hmm.
and some of it not. And so it was a really good podcast. And it was really funny because Edge and Christian were both at the end they were man, every question that I would want to ask, they would go over it before I would ask it, and so it was it's cool to see them kind of marking out for those two guys and marking out for going over a match, and it's just really cool because we're not privy to the conversation that is had before a match is put together.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see the wrestler sit down and say, okay, what are we going to do this way? How are we going to do this? How are we going to get your stuff in? How am I going to get my stuff in? We don't see that. We've heard, bits and pieces throughout the years, rumors about the match between Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Macho Man that they actually sat down and planned it all out.
Like,
and there's
the house shows in like the 2 to 3 weeks leading up to that. It was like how they choreographed and planned the match. Was they rehearsed all the spots in the house show matches.
And so we hear that, but we don't actually hear from the wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
How did they put together a match? And to watch and to listen to this podcast, it's like that's really cool that they walked through the match and they said this is how we did this and this and this and the respect that both of them have for each other. Brett was constantly saying, I know that Austin was wanting to was going to learn through this process. I helped him out, and I really respect Austin, and Austin would say the same thing. I really respect Brett, and the whole. Did you listen to the podcast?
Mm-mm. No,
okay.
I haven't heard that one.
One of the cool things, because that was the one where Austin opens up and bleeds.
Oh yeah.
In the sharpshooter, and so the way they explained that was, Brett came to Steve and said, "We're gonna open you up. I'm gonna cut you." And Steve's like, "Whoa, we can't do that. It's against the rules." However, he wasn't like, "Brett, you're dumb," whatever. He was like, "Brett, you're the veteran. I'm gonna bow to you. You're gonna, if you want to do it, if you think it's right, we'll do it." And Brett's like, "Yeah, I'll take the whatever." And apparently, like, because Brett opens him up, Steve doesn't cut himself, but the opening up, like, you go back. I've not watched it. I should have watched it before.
Oh, it's a great match. It's one of my favorites.
But apparently you can't tell unless you're really, really looking for it when Brett does it.
Yeah.
It's so well done, so put together, and Steve's like, "Dude, I didn't feel anything. Like, blood was coming down, and like there's tons of blood.
Mm.
And it looks like he should have passed out like he did in real life. But Steve's like, I went back, and outside of the nick on my head, I was fine. And so it was really cool to see two guys who had that matches years ago come back and say, this is how we put it together. This is the spot and all that stuff. So I would recommend at least listening to that podcast if you don't listen to anything else.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to kind of see, guys like Edge and Christian who are now former wrestlers and veterans of the biz kind of turn back into fans in the presence of, Brett and Stone Cold. Like, that's pretty awesome to, because like I can just imagine them totally just being like, oh wow, what, nah, whoa, like, like really getting into the conversation and just like, just heeding to their wisdom and sitting back and like, so yeah, like that, yeah, that's cool that, like even the, two guys who were, top guys who were, some of the best wrestlers, get put back, into that fan mindset.
And also, they kind of went back to their, they acted like wrestlers who were coming up. Because that's the match. That's one of the matches they would watch to learn stuff, and so it's kind of cool, that process. It's like two veterans talking about the match they put together, two essentially veterans of the business, listening to these guys, and like you said, just sitting back and like, yeah, we would go over this, we would rewind it and go back over, like trying to figure out what to do and how you did this, and so it was kind of cool seeing two sets of veterans kind of going back to the old days, like, this is how we put together a match. This is how we studied the match, kind of thing. It was kind of cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to listen to that because I haven't listened to their podcasts in a couple of weeks. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to listen to that.
It's a longer one, but it's well worth the listen.
That's awesome. Well, awesome. Lots of stuff to check out there, folks, that you heard about. So, well, I guess that's it for the podcast today.
Yep, see you guys later.
Because we don't need to talk about Raw and SmackDown. It's not like it's, a week and a half before WrestleMania or whatever. So, anyways, we will jump right into the weekly recaps that we always do. The Raw and the SmackDowns. So, Jeremy, this week on Monday Night Raw, did you like it? Did you not like it? What was good about it? What was garbage?
I didn't. The stuff I saw, I didn't think anything was garbage. I thought there were some, not necessarily miscues, but there were some slower paced things like the Nia and Alexa Bliss feud. It was kind of slow and just kind of short. Um, but other than that, I really liked the show. I thought every promo was done well. I love how Heyman puts together a promo. He sticks with a word or a phrase or an idea, and he just brings that out. He just stays on that, and I liked his promo. The only thing I didn't like about it was, oh yeah, Roman Reigns is his suspension's over, but he's not here. Why did Roman come from the back? Like, his suspension was over.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I didn't get or understand. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I thought the promo was done well. I thought the beating up of Roman was done well. It was done better than last week,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed their promo. I liked the Cena Kane match.
Yeah.
Man, Cena is ugly when he does that. Like, it just, I just don't want to see that shot ever again with him at the end doing the
eye roll thing.
Yeah, the eye roll and it was ugly. But I liked the match because Cena did his job well. He did the Undertaker setting up stuff was great. The choke slam was, I mean, every bit of it was great. Taunting the Undertaker. He's playing the heel. Like, he is absolutely playing the heel for this match. And I can't wait to see how they resolve this whole thing on Monday.
Yeah, I know. This Mondays can't miss.
Yeah, it better be good. That's all I gotta say. Because John has done his part.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see what happens.
Balls in your court, dead man.
Yeah, like,
that's a quote.
The writers better do a good job.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. So yeah, that I thought that was really well done. I'm trying to think of what else happened. I thought the Miztourage stuff was good.
Yeah.
Like, I liked the swerve that they did at the end. Like, oh, this was all kind of planned. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna, call each other names. We're gonna do all stuff, and then we're gonna beat up Seth and Finn. So I thought that was really well done. I loved the fact that they were saying "Welcome home," and he goes, "I live in L.A."
Yeah, that was killer.
Like,
yeah, that was.
He's the best at getting kind of that swarmy heat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I live in LA, and then just
yeah.
Congratulations, Miz, by the way, for Miz and Maurice. You did have your child.
Yeah, little baby girl. That's awesome. Yeah.
So that was really cool.
I mean, she had like a really weird / cool name. It was like her middle name was like Sky, and I was like, ooh, I like that. It's kind of hippie-ish, but I like it. Like,
I think they would. Sorry. I think they should have switched the names. Sky Monroe. I think that sounds cooler. But Monroe Sky, sure, whatever. But I'm sure they're going to be good parents. They seem like relatively down there people for the most part. It's going to change them. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Parenthood is going to change them.
Kids change people.
So I'm trying to think of what else that I really enjoyed. I liked the bar coming out, even though it was kind of messy at times. I liked the match. It sounds like they still don't know who Braun's tag team partner is. Rey Mysterio has come out and said that he's not going to be there because his arm's still messed up. However, he's done that before, and then he's shown up.
Have you seen Kurt Hawkins campaigning on Twitter, trying to be his? Yeah, that stuff is great. How he just keeps campaigning to be Braun's partner and stuff. Like, I think that would be pretty awesome. Like that would be a good way to go. I feel like if they still don't know, it's like, because there's a rumor going around that, sorry to kind of hijack this for a second, but it seems like there's a rumor that they want it to be Samoa Joe, and they're waiting like as long as they can to make sure that he's 100%. So like, I don't know how true that is, because a lot of people seem like over the summer Roman's going to be feuding with Joe for at least that's the plan that supposedly has been heard, is that Roman's going to feud with Joe over the Universal title, or if he doesn't win the title, which he probably will, he's still going to feud with Joe. So like, I don't see it being Samoa Joe because of that fact, but like, I can see where people come up with that theory, like, totally. So
I think it needs to be Alexa Bliss. So their chemistry together on the Mixed Match Challenge was just outrageous and awesome. So yeah, I could see that. I just don't know. I don't know who it's going to be. I'm assuming they're going to show next week, and so that's another reason to
Mhm.
tune in
Oh
to
yeah.
see who's going to be his partner. Because it sounds like, in storyline, it sounds like Brock knows who he's picked.
Yeah.
Or Braun knows who he's picked with his promo last night.
Mhm.
As far as everything else, I can't think of anything else. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I can't think of much else, but I really liked it too. There really wasn't much wrong with it, and like I sound like a broken record like that sometimes, just because I'm such an easy guy to please. Usually, it's just like oh yeah, it's good, yeah, it's good. But yeah, there just really wasn't much that bothered me that much that I hated. The stuff with you're absolutely right. Heyman was awesome on the mic. There's hardly a time when he's not. Like 99.9% of the time he's on target. But yeah, he was great. I just like Brock just using that natural kind of douchey I'm better than you demeanor. Just like doesn't have to say anything. Just the way he walks, just the way he smirks, just the way he kind of leans back on the ropes and stuff. Like just perfect job, playing it up. And like they've done a really, really good job getting heat on him in this feud. I'm surprised that how well they've been doing it. And apparently on house show matches, the few ones that he's been doing, he's been squashing people in like 30 seconds. To get to build more heat, and I'm just like, I know a lot of people were dreading this match. I know a lot of people saw it coming from a mile away, and a lot of people were dreading it. But I think some people, some people will never admit, but I think some people would have to admit that they've done a good job building it, and they've done a good job getting heat on Brock, and Roman's not exactly, they're not, I think they've kind of learned their lesson, like, hey, don't make him like the hard luck underdog, like Daniel Bryan, make him more like a Stone Cold type, where, he's not like, oh, the system doesn't want me, I need to beat the system, like, they need to build the more just like, screw the system, I'm taking it, like, that, so I think they've kind of learned their lesson a little bit, and they're doing it better with him, and so, like, all that stuff was really good. I enjoyed that stuff, but yeah, the stuff with Nia and Alexa, I'm just really glad that Nia's getting this shot, and this, like, 'cause like I know a lot of people were worried that all hope was lost with her. They're like, it's just another NXT person that's being ruined on the main rush, but they've really righted the ship with her over the past, like, I'd say month and a half or so, and then the storyline's going really well. So yeah, I've rather enjoyed that, and I'm glad that they're going through with that. And Alexa Bliss is one of the best heels, in the company, and it's just one of those things where it's just like I don't want to root against Nia just because, like, off screen she just seems like such just a ridiculously nice person. And so, like, I think that she just seems naturally more like a babyface because of that. Like, I know since she's bigger than everybody, it's just like, well, I mean, she could just dominate everybody. So how is that gonna get her over? And I'm just like, Goldberg, like.
Yeah. Andre the Giant was that way. He was. I mean, he played both the heel and the face, and he did both pretty well. So
yeah.
I mean, for a bigger guy who sometimes I wonder if the language barrier was an issue at times, but I thought he did a really good job, and I think that's how they're building her. I think they're. I mean, with having her nickname as Irresistible Force, I think they're building her very Andre the Giant like.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking forward for Alexa Bliss to slamming Nia Jax. No.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, I don't know. I think we have a better chance of Hulk Hogan showing up and doing it than Alexa Bliss actually lifting her up and doing it, just because Alexa Bliss, no offense, but she's
small.
She's very small, like
not necessarily not strong.
Just like, I mean, yeah, because Nia's like probably like over 6 foot, I would say. Like, she's like, because it's like I'm 5'9" on a good day, and I'm just like, like, she's way taller than me, probably. Like, so she's probably like 6 foot, 6'1", something like that,
Yeah.
And then Alexa Bliss is like 5 flat, so it's just like, yeah, no, sorry, but no. And so yeah, like, that stuff was good. I'm really into seeing that. I think that'll be a good. They've done a good job building that storyline, so I'm really invested in that one too. Was Asuka on? She was on Raw, right? She wasn't on SmackDown. She was on Raw, right? Did she beat a jobber or something?
I didn't see that match.
Okay.
If that's the case.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she. She faced. Yeah, she faced a local jobber.
Because I read that was that jobber's first ever match.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah,
Jamie something I can't.
And what was Nia beat Mickey James, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I thought she faced Mickey James. For some reason in my head, I wasn't picturing Mickey James. I was picturing just like some random person. I'm just like, wait, no, like she faced Mickey James. Like, why am I picturing somebody else? Anyway,
Because Mickey didn't get a whole lot of offense in there, so that's probably the reason.
I guess that must be what. Like, just it was just out of there, gone. But so yeah,
Ronda Rousey
stuff with the bar. Yeah, the Ronda Rousey stuff was good. I think her and Sonya Deville should have traded blows a bit more, so they didn't just completely make Sonya Deville look like a nobody.
Yep.
Which I get. Ronda's she's a bad woman, and she's they want to build her up as a main event star in the women's division. I get that. She brings the marquee value, because of her name, and she brings that legit background. So it's just like, oh, if somebody in the back is giving her heat and stuff like that, tries to expose her in the ring, she might stretch you. So yeah, kind of that Ken Shamrock, Brock Lesnar, like, oh, she's like,
Yeah.
she's tough for real, like she's legit, stuff like that, but she doesn't, and then also maybe a little bit of, cause who knows, but maybe a little bit of that Harley Race Rick Rude, like, oh yeah, I'm crazy, I will knock you out for real if you mess with me, kind of thing. So, cause I've heard Ric Flair tell a couple stories about Rick Rude that make me respect and like Rick Rude like infinitely more.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he decked the Warrior, knocked him out in one punch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was just like, all right, go Rick Rude. So like, yeah, like that was about the only thing I disliked about that segment. Like, I'm loving the pairing of her and Kurt for this match. I'm really into that. But just the only thing with that segment that I disliked, like Absolution coming out, I liked that. Like that was a good segment. I liked Paige on the mic and like trying to be all nice, like, hey baby girl, why don't you come join Absolution, or in so many words, like that whole was, that was good. I like that kind of stuff, and how she's just like, you could tell that she's not really nice, but she's trying to be nice because she knows, Ronda Rousey has a black belt in wrecking your day.
Yeah.
And so like that was played well, but yeah, I just feel like Sonya Deville and her should have fought just a little bit longer, just to kind of give more credibility to Sonya Deville's character. And still have Ronda come out on top of that skirmish to make her look the best, but whatever.
Yeah, I agree with that. The one thing I really liked is the whole, once she's being attacked, like you have a hard time getting her to focus on not killing someone.
Yeah.
That whole
That's a good point,
the armbar and Kurt trying to get her to stop,
Mm-hmm.
like you have a hard time getting her unfocused.
Yeah.
And so I like that. I want to see that kind of translate into their match. I really like that. The one thing I dislike and she needs to fix is every time she throws her arm, when they throw her hands up, she does the head tilt, and I'm like, that needs to stop. Like your whole smiling thing needs to stop, because you like we said, you are a bad woman. Be that bad woman. Like the stare at the end,
Mm-hmm.
where she flexes her jaw and everything in her face. Do that. Stop doing the whole, I'm here. Time to be me.
Yeah.
It's just it needs to stop, because
Yeah.
if she's gonna be the Stone Cold to Stephanie's Vince, then she needs to be different. She needs to stop being this girly girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say that, because you still need to be a woman, and I get that, but in this matchup, in this, which I'm assuming is going to be a feud forever, this Ronda Rousey versus Stephanie McMahon stuff, you need to stop that. Be the Stone Cold. Even when Stone Cold was a babyface, he had that air about him where it's like, I'm not taking any crap from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
and she needs to stop smiling. Like, stop smiling like that. And I understand that baby faces are supposed to smile now. I get that.
Yeah.
She needs to stop and have that determination.
But yeah, I get that. I agree with that. Yeah, like because like every wrestler has a little thing, like a little tick, a little thing that annoys us. With Kenny Omega, it's his stupid faces he makes while he's wrestling, and like just like his eyes bulging and he has like that weird cockeyed smile. That stuff annoys me. With Chris Jericho, it's when he sells a move and he's like, and he turns around and he like looks at the camera and it looks like he's like legit crying. I don't know why, but like it's kind of funny, but at the same time it kind of annoys me. And then with Roman Reigns, when he like does a move and then the person, kicks out or whatever, and he starts getting mad and he starts going, like, I get it, you're pumped up, but like you can do it in a different way. Like it's just like every wrestler just has that one little thing that I'm just like, ugh.
And it's probably that one little thing that Vince has told him to do.
Probably.
All right, you're gonna do this, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. Anything else about Raw that you can think of?
Yeah, the Cena stuff. For me, that was probably the best stuff because like we just real quick, the Woken Matt, sorry. Him talking about saving Bray Wyatt and all that stuff. Like I can't wait to find out what happens. One person said it would be hilarious if he came out dressed as Erwin R. Shyster.
I heard that one. That would be funny.
That would be killer. Like seriously, like oh man, that would be funny. But yeah, like on Twitter, all the stuff he's been saying and doing was awesome, and I love how he's just like, I have purged the darkness from your soul. You have now seen the light, and you are woken. Just ask my brother Nero, and like that was kind of cool. And then on Raw, the stuff he was saying, like I'm just like really pumped up to find out what happened. So that was really cool.
And the stuff that they were doing on house shows with Bray, like. He's acting all lost because he doesn't have anything in his vessel anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's essentially soulless, if you will. And so, like there was a picture of Matt and Bray embracing at a house show, and apparently, like after that embrace, Bray looks like he's going to go put him in Sister Abigail, but it's something. It stops somehow. I can't remember how, but I too am intrigued. I wonder if this is going to happen at WrestleMania or if it's going to happen after WrestleMania, because Bray right now isn't on the card, and so I don't know what's going to happen. I'm looking forward to seeing what repackaging they do.
Yeah, because isn't Matt in the Andre Battle Royal? So I wonder if he'll get attacked in that or something, or if they'll draw this out till SummerSlam or Backlash. Who knows? Anywho's. But yeah, I don't know if you've seen his stuff on Twitter or Instagram, but he's been worked shooting on The Undertaker, posting like he posted. I have a picture of it on my phone. He's been just like trolling Taker and stuff like that, and it's been awesome. Like he posted this. It's a picture of Mark Calloway.
I hope he comes out as that big red.
As the Texas Red.
Texas Red.
Yeah, he debuted in World Class Championship Wrestling in 1984 under the name Texas Red, and so Cena took a picture of that and put the caption on it. And so he's been doing stuff like that on. I don't know if he's been doing it on Twitter, but I know he's been doing it on Instagram. So he's been quote unquote shooting, if you will, on Taker and trolling him and stuff like that. And it's totally awesome, and I'm getting more and more excited for this. And yeah, this was like the go home show to the go home show. Yeah. And the match between him and Kane was really, really good. Totally agree with you on that. Like it was really, really good. I loved Cena stealing all of Taker's spots. That was really clever. That was really well done. But yeah, especially when he did the choke slam, like when he did like the throat slash thing and then did the choke slam, and of course when he did the throat slash thing, everybody was making Benoit jokes like nobody's business because I sent you that tweet where somebody said that, and so yeah, like I was like that especially, I was like, oh man, like this is gonna be good. Like, see, and I thought that last week, since they were in Texas, that Taker would appear in some form, some way, and
But
stuff
I
like
think
that.
that's the point, and because he wasn't, they were like you said in Texas. We think Undertaker would be there, and then I didn't realize it was going to be a no disqualification match. Did they even say that until like halfway through the match?
I don't know. Like, I can't remember.
Because I liked how he at the end he was like, "What? This is a no disqualification match. You could have came out and you could have came out and beat me up, but you're not here."
Yeah.
And I think
Okay.
I think that's kind of the story they're telling. It's like Undertaker's not doing anything.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when you were doing the talking about the scene, what Cena's doing on Instagram, Michelle McCool is posting pictures of them together, all like lovey-dovey, and so it's like that's what Undertaker's doing. He's hanging out with his wife. He's trying to be retired. Shut up, John Cena.
Parentheses kayfabe.
Yeah, exactly. Shut up, John Cena. He's trying to be cool with his wife. Gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, we should say it in a sarcastic voice, or we should do the parentheses kayfabe whenever we joke around like that. That'd be a fun running joke. But and also, this is kind of off subject, but I need to say it. I noticed during this last match, I hate Jonathan Coachman. He sucks. He's worse than JBL. He's worse than Booker T. I really don't like him. He's terrible on commentary. And when he said, "Ooh, the Undertaker might show up," and which version of the Undertaker might show up, I really hated that. Like, that's just like,
Sure.
We all get it. We all get that this is a work. We all get this is a show you're putting on, but you're supposed to be playing along. When you say that, it sounds like you're peeling back the curtain, so to speak.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't his best. I don't hate Coachman, but he would definitely.
Oh, I'm sure. Like as a guy, he seems like a nice guy. I'm just speaking like as a commentator, he has not impressed me like in the slightest. And this week, especially, and this match especially, I was just like, ugh, through most of it. So, challenge, Jonathan Coachman, step up your game. I don't know. Maybe I was just like so like tired of liking Raw and SmackDown every single week that like
you had a nitpick
that I just had to nitpick, and then I just kind of am subconsciously overcompensating. I don't know. Regardless of that fact, Jonathan Coachman, step up your game, dude.
Yeah, you weren't good this week. There were several times where I was
yeah.
oh my goodness, Coachman, step it
I
up.
know, like there was just, I'm just like I never thought like, and I don't hate JBL on commentary like some people did. He was a good heel announcer. He wasn't the best, like he was good, but like yeah, he could kind of stumble and bumble, but that's what made him, I think, was because he was bumbling and he was, a jerk and stuff like that. Like that's why I liked him as a heel announcer. He wasn't the best, no, like Corey Graves is way better, but and like it was funny because one of the Jim Cornette things I listened to, he was talking about apparently him and JBL are really cool with each other. Like, everybody's just like, has a story about JBL ribbing him or JBL like saying something, or, it seems like everybody has at least one bad run-in with JBL. And they're, or something like that. But he is just like, oh, he's been nothing but nice to me. And blah, blah. He's like, it's probably because he listens to your podcast and goes, wow, I don't want this guy mad at me. The co-host who's always on the show with him, I'm forgetting his name. So sorry, co-host, I'm forgetting your name, but and stuff like that. But it was funny because he was just like, I gotta say, I know a lot of people hate him, but I totally like him. It's JBL, and the coach just goes, oh man, F that guy. Like as soon as he says that, like he just like he just didn't let him say his piece. Like he just was like, I saw JBL. He's like, oh man, screw that guy. Like it was funny. Anyways, a little stupid tangent. Sorry.
It's all good.
Go off the road for a minute, but so yeah, all that Cena stuff to end the show was great, and the promo he cut at the end was really good. Just like I like how because he is kind of he's not going full heel but he is like he's so desperate for this dream match. He's so desperate to be at WrestleMania, that he's doing anything, and
they keep reminding us, I'm okay with being an attender. I'm okay being buying a ticket. Oh, you're not. You're being a d-bag to one of the greatest characters. One of the greatest characters of all WWE. Yeah, you want to be there.
Yeah. Like in John Felix Anthony Cena or whatever his real name is. I'm pretty sure. Like I don't know if it's Anthony Felix or Felix Anthony or something, but like I'm sure he wants to totally be in a match at WrestleMania, and I'm sure John Cena, the Doctor of Thugonomics, the leader of the C Nation, wants to have a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's just everything they're doing is totally working, and I'm getting really into like there's hardly a WrestleMania storyline that I'm not really getting into.
Felix Anthony.
Okay. I knew it was one of those two because like I remember I was just like John Felix Anthony. I like that. Right on, Felix. You don't hear that too often. Felix. I like that. Right on.
2 years older than me, just to let you guys know. So what I'm trying to say is,
Brock and AJ are all born like only like a couple months apart from each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were all born in '77. I'm pretty sure. So, and I'm pretty sure they're all born like really.
That's another thing I'm gonna look up.
I'm pretty sure they're all born like relatively closely together. But.
Oh yeah, you're right. AJ Styles. Let's see. Cena was born in April of '77. Alan Neil Jones, or AJ Styles as we love to call him, was born June 2nd, 1977. You said Brock?
Yeah, Brock I'm pretty sure was also born in '77, around that same time.
July 12th. Oh, that's neat. Wow. That's a neat piece of trivia there that you had in your head for some reason. You're full of that, huh?
I know. It's just one of those things where it's just like I'm randomly just like I wonder how old Bruce Willis is.
Oh. Okay.
And then I look it up on Wikipedia, and then it's just like.
You remember it forever.
I just remember it forever. Yeah, like people like in high school were always fascinated with that because like it was just like I was always curious about just like wonder how old Mel Gibson is. Like he's a year older than my mom. Okay, then you're like wonder how old Jamie Lee Curtis is. Oh, she was born in between my mom and dad. She was born in 1958. Okay, right on. And then just like okay, that kid in that one movie. Okay, well, who's that guy in the movie? Oh, Joe Pesci, right? Joe Pesci. Okay, yeah, Joe Pesci. Okay. Macaulay Culkin. It was Home Alone. That's it. I don't know who Macaulay Culkin is, and then look, like
you just go down the rabbit
just
hole.
Just down the rabbit hole of reading. Yeah, so like it's just goofy, like it's just funny, like stuff like that, happens and sticks in my brain. But anyways, so yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. Can't think of anything else. No, like the video package they did with Stephanie and Triple H was good.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
Good. That's probably my favorite thing on the show, to be honest.
And honestly, you know what the best thing about that was how subdued Triple H was.
Yeah. How
just like laid back and conniving he was, because like he's really good about getting like really fired up and getting in your face and like I'm the game, and all that stuff. Actually, hurt my throat a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't hurt as bad as doing the Macho Man voice though. Like he's really good about that, but like I've never really seen him be quite like this, like laid back and conniving like an evil genius or something. Like did a great job. He did a great job in that. Like I think that was probably the best. And then like of course WWE memes posted the funny meme about it had the picture of them sitting there and it said Triple H, and then in quotations that said this isn't a fake sport like judo, this is WWE or something like that. And I'm like, that would have been funny if he said that.
Yeah, there was a moment in the package where there was some fire when he was talking about Kurt, in a way. But you're right, he was very just, and that's what I think. That's why I think the whole package worked for me. Is they both sounded real. It was a very realistic video package, because that both those guys, Triple H and Stephanie, they do train every time. They put up stuff on their Instagram. They show Stephanie almost every night. They super late too. She throws up her stuff on Instagram, the workouts that she does, and both of them take really good care of their bodies, and that's good to see. And it was a really cool package because it was very, very real. It was just well done. The shots were good. Both their package and Kurt and Ronda's last week were very well shot, very well put together. Again, we cannot, outside of the stupid words on the screen, the production value on WWE is just above anything on TV right now. So.
Agreed, 100%. So, letter grade, what would you give Monday Night Raw?
B+.
B+? You know what? I think I would agree with that totally. I think I would have to give it a B+ as well. It was a good go-home show to the go-home show.
Yep, agreed. All right, well, we'll move on from Monday Night Raw, the B+ show that it was, to the A show. I don't know if I'm going to give it an
It was good. It was
It
really
was good.
good.
SmackDown Live. Caleb, what were your thoughts? Dislikes? Likes?
Honestly, there wasn't a thing I disliked. I just watched it last night. I like to wait until Thursday night to watch it, so it's more fresh in my mind for the podcast, and so I watched it last night.
And I do it backwards because I usually start with Raw. I watch SmackDown.
Really?
Last couple of weeks I've watched SmackDown first and then watched Raw the night before.
That's funny.
Feels like it this way.
But yeah, probably my favorite thing, one of my favorite things, if not my most favorite thing, but definitely one of my favorite things, one of the best things on all TV this week, fight me, was the opening with Daniel Bryan and that awesome promo he gave, and just how he, he's like, sick of wearing these blazers, these cardigans, whatever that thing is, like, seeing him get fired up and jazzed up was great. I said this before a long time ago about him when he first started being the GM. He has really good dad voice. And this was almost kind of dad voice like. It was like if your dad's just finally like, God, I'm tired of this. Tell me who broke the window now. I'm tired of being the nice. That he kind of had that energy about him in this promo, and it was very vintage Yes Movement Daniel Bryan, which was awesome, and I can't wait. I'm I'm so stoked that they're putting him on at Mania, and I just can't speak to how just excited and happy I am for this guy that he fought for this dream and his dream fought for him, like he said, and like I just can't it fully express like how happy I am for this guy, and just how and I know a lot of people just like it's like people get emotional about Harry Potter and people get emotional about stupid stuff, but when you get emotional about wrestling, it's because you're dumb. Like it's just like it's an art form just like all those other ones, and why is it when we get like why is it looked at as being stupid compared to other stuff? It's just like they're telling us it's just like they're telling us that like we've said this ad nauseum that it's soap opera for guys, except in this one there's flips and spine busters and stuff, so automatically it's way better. So yeah, that was amazing. Just his promo and just constantly like pinching a pinch me moment, like he's back, like that's so awesome. I just can't fully express how awesome that is. And were Sammy and Kevin actually there?
Nope.
Okay, I didn't think they were. But yeah, I love.
They're fired.
Yeah, like I didn't think that they crashed it at all or anything like that. Like I didn't think that they did.
They did crash a house show and cut a
promo.
Really? It's
awesome.
online. I didn't get to watch it.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
They've done that.
But I love that they went back to using Kevin Steen and El Generico on Twitter.
But the whole El Generico thing is Sami Zayn really El Generico? We don't really know. We will never know. But he's El Generico. Like you can tell.
That's funny.
You look at him, it's like that's Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
But the whole mystique is that we really don't know who El Generico is. But
that'd be funny if they did a swerve and all of a sudden it was Chris Jericho.
That would be funny. What?
Just like, wait a minute, how is El Generico coming down the ramp if Sami Zayn's already here?
Yeah. But that whole thing is actually kind of cool. Like he actually tweeted, he was like hi or hola or hi amigos or whatever, and so he just tweeted that whoever El Generico is, and then below it was a congratulations for Daniel Bryan winning the championship when he did. And so it was like 3 years, or I guess it's almost 5 years ago. No, I think it was a 2013 tweet. And so it was kind of interesting seeing, hi amigos, and then right below it was a tweet about.
Oh wow, that's
Daniel
awesome.
Bryan.
So yeah, that whole thing to open the show was great. Got me jazzed up, got me excited. And so yeah, I don't know who will win that. Like I don't know if they'll continue the fired storyline and continue them crashing, or if Shane will eat the pin and they'll come back, or what's going to happen.
I could see that happening, and then Daniel Bryan quitting. Like I'm tired of this. I'm gonna go do that. I can see that. Cause Shane's literally hurt. Like he's got
you got hit with the diverticulitis. Like ugh.
It's something else. Like there was something else wrong with him. So he looks good in his pictures, but it's gonna be interesting to see if he can actually come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's gonna he's home now. Like he's home now, so he's on the road to recovery. But man, he's gonna have to his body's gonna have to somehow kick it up, to make it. But yeah, that was a great way to open the show. I was really stoked about that. And then the tag match with Rude Orton and versus Mahal and Rusev. Quite enjoyed that. All the storyline stuff that was going on within the match. Randy and Bobby kind of going at each other, even though and then Randy just finally getting fed up and hitting him with the RKO, like that was well done. And then Rusev, just a brutal, awesome Machka kick, and then he won, and then he gets added to the match. So I'm infinitely excited about it. At first, I was totally all right, yeah, Bobby Roode needs to win this triple threat match, yeah, Randy has the U.S. title, on his old CV now and stuff like that, and make him a Grand Slam champion or whatever and stuff like that. So that's awesome. And then he puts Bobby over. But now I'm just like, I just want Rusev to win now. Like that's all I want now. Like Rusev Day needs to be WrestleMania. It needs to be at WrestleMania. So yeah, I'm super excited that happened. And I loved backstage where he's just like, like, oh, Rusev, I'll get you front row tickets to WrestleMania and you can come to my Maharaja celebration or whatever, And he's just like, actually, I have a better idea. I'm going to find Daniel Bryan and get him to add me to the match to make it a Fatal 4-Way. That whole backstage bit was great. I really loved that. And then I loved when Mahal was really good backstage. Like, I really liked him backstage. And I just love how he just looked at the was it?
Whichever Singh it was.
I can't remember if it was Samil or Sunil, but he's just like, take off that stupid neck brace, and he just takes it off and throws like, that was really funny. Yeah, I really liked that. And man, what else happened today? Charlotte wasn't there, right? She just it was just the promo video with her versus Asuka. That's all they played.
Charlotte had a gum issue that she had surgery on, whatever that was. But she'll be there next week. They had to replace her with Becky Lynch for the mixed match challenge, and so she was recovering from whatever gum surgery she had, whatever issue that was. So.
All right.
But Becky and Ruby Riott had a pretty decent match.
Yeah, I agree. It was, and Becky Lynch almost looked like the sexy female version of Bam Bam Bigelow with the outfit she was wearing, like the black with like the flames and stuff. Like I just now noticed it, like this week, and I was just like, oh, it's like she's like hot Bam Bam Bigelow, Babe Bigelow or stuff. That's stupid. That was terrible. Terrible joke. Blah, 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 blah. All right, and then I just was gonna say something else, but I blanked. But and then the main event thing, I really liked with Shelton Benjamin and Shinsuke Nakamura. Really, really good match. Really enjoyed it. I think Shelton Benjamin. I liked him back in the day, and I've really liked him since he's come back and been paired up with Gable. I was sad to see American Alpha split up because I liked them a lot, but I think Shelton Benjamin is a great choice, and I think he's been excelling in this role. And I would absolutely love him to get a singles push again. It's been forever since he's got one. I would love to see him get one sometime again. But yeah, this match was really, really good. Both guys were showcased really well. Really enjoyed this match. It was a lot of fun. And I liked the whole backstage thing where he asked, AJ to come be in his corner and stuff like that. And then just all the post-match aftermath, just of, where, they beat up AJ and then Shinsuke comes in and beats them up. And then it looks like he's going to do the Kinshasa on AJ. Then he stops and then just pats his head. And then he's just like, at WrestleMania, I need to face. Like, that was great. Yeah, he did the Nicolas Cage face-off thing. Yeah, face-off. Yeah, that was great.
And I like the promos beforehand as well. The fact that he was like, AJ, I didn't really need you in my corner. I just wanted you to come out and see what I was going to do to you. Like that. His English was better, the best it's ever been. You could understand him this time. And I can't remember what the last line was, but I was just like, yeah, okay. Like that was really well done. He's in AJ's head, and I think that obviously that was the whole point. We'll see what happens next week with them, but
I just can't wait for that match. Yeah. Like I actually went back and rewatched their Wrestle Kingdom 10 match from 2 years ago. And I'm just like, this match is bloody brilliant. This WrestleMania one's going to be at least just as good.
Yeah, and there's rumors that AJ's dealing with an MCL issue. I don't know exactly what it is, but Like I said,
Hopefully
it's
it's
just
too
rumors.
bad, yeah.
Well, I think
Even
they
if
could,
it's true.
yeah, I think they could put together a match that would be safe for him to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly, after WrestleMania, I think he needs to lose the match. I think after WrestleMania, get him fixed.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be the perfect time to do it, and then have him come back when he's 100%.
Yeah, I mean, because AJ's still in great shape. He's still the best wrestler my eyes have ever seen.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think, yeah, he loses this match to Nakamura clean, just fine. No momentum loss, no killing his push. He's over like Rover. He's universally recognized as like the best guy in WWE and one of the best guys in the world. So, but we don't have a man crush on him or anything.
No. Nice guy. He hates video game controllers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just everything about him is fun, just fun.
I know, like I'm just like, yeah, like I want to be best friends with AJ Styles.
Oh,
Like,
me too.
like every time I see like AJ Styles or Roman Reigns like out of character, just backstage being themselves, I was just like, I want to be best friends with those guys. Like,
Exactly.
you know, and stuff. But yeah, like, yeah, I think he does need to lose this match too. I think it's Nakamura's time, especially since he had to put up with getting buried last summer against Jinder. That was disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful. I was okay with Jinder's title run. I get it. They needed a heel champion. Haven't had a heel champion for a while. They were trying out the India thing. I got that, but just burying Nakamura in that feud the way they did, that was totally unwarranted.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I feel like he deserves it, and I'm sure AJ will get that rematch sometime down the line.
Sure.
These two guys are too good together that they won't be one and done in WWE. They'll have more matches, but yeah, I'm just talking about it now. I'm just still like, oh, it's gonna happen. It's actually gonna happen. So, and I think it does need to be the last. It needs to be the curtain call. It needs to be the final match. It needs to be the main event. They can try to be like, it's a triple main event, with the 2 title matches and then the Cena Taker. I feel like this one does need to be the final, the main event. So that's just me.
And I absolutely understand that. And the problem is you can make a case for a lot of these matches. Well, at least 3 of the matches. You can make a case for Roman Reigns being the last match. You can make a case for exactly that because it is the match that everybody's wanting to see. You want that to go on last. You want them to have a spectacle. But I could also probably make a case for Charlotte and Asuka to be the main main event.
If that was the main event, totally.
And I would be okay with it because
Totally.
it's two of the best. It's probably WWE's best 2 ladies of wrestling right now. Maybe you could probably make a case for Sasha, maybe, but Charlotte Asuka has a WrestleMania feel, and if not this year, next year, something. I feel like you can make a case for any of those 3 matches. It's going to be one of those 3 matches. I hope it's not Ronda Rousey, the Ronda Rousey match.
That better not be the main event.
That needs to go where Seth and Triple H was last year. I feel. I don't remember where that was.
It was kind of in the middle near the end, but it was still in the middle. Yeah.
I think that's where that needs to be. I
agree.
It'll pick up the steam of whatever came before it to go towards the last 3 main events, if you will. So anyway, that's my opinion.
All right. Well, yeah. So yeah, that's I enjoyed SmackDown. It was really good. What about you? What'd you like?
Yeah, it was a really well done show. You're right. Daniel Bryan's promo was really, really good. He hated on his jacket. I thought that was really funny. Like he's a master on the mic. I mean, we talk about Cena being one of the best on the mic. He's really good. Like I don't know how much of his stuff is scripted because a lot of it seems like off the cuff type stuff. Like I don't know if they've just said, hey, go out there and speak. Like the talking points, the storyline. Go talk about the storyline. Go talk about how you've been frustrated for this long a time, and now you get a chance to actually beat people who beat you up. And so it was a good promo. Trying to think of what else that I really liked. Everything else you said, the whole tag team stuff was really well done. I think one of the matches that comes out of that, I think one of the matches at WrestleMania needs to be a ladder match. I think that tag team match would be good for a ladder match. I know that they did that last year.
Which tag?
The triple threat tag match.
Okay, the SmackDown.
SmackDown. Yeah,
one?
SmackDown.
Okay.
Either that or
That'd be good.
or the United States title. Either one of those I think would be good. I was hoping that on the Raw side, I was hoping that the Intercontinental title match would have been changed to a 5-way, but obviously
And adding
they're
the
still together. Yeah,
adding the Miz.
Raj.
Yeah, dude. When Miz was like, I'm gonna be a better Intercontinental Champion, better than Roddy Piper, better than Bret Hart, better than Mr. Perfect, and then like the way they cut in on Curtis Axel's face was brilliant, and the look on his face was brilliant. Like that was well done. That I forgot to mention that during Raw. That bit was great. And then when he's like, like he just was at a loss for words. Like, that was brilliant, that segment.
Yeah, because I thought the week before I was like, wow, he didn't say Mr. Perfect, and then you find out that they were holding it back for this, and I was like, that was agreed, brilliant move. But I could see. I feel like a couple of these matches need not necessarily a gimmick, but a stipulation or a gimmick of some sort. I think a ladder match. You need to have a ladder match, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I personally think that the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match should be a Falls Count Anywhere hardcore type match.
That needs to it warrants it because of the feud and because of how hopefully they'll do that this next week. Roman will just be like, I don't want any excuses, I don't want anything. No excuses, no holds barred. Like something, that'd be good because they could really have a lot of fun with that. Because I don't want them to just copy the first half of the WrestleMania 31 match, which was really good, but I don't want them to just copy that and then have nothing. It needs something else. So I think totally no holds barred, Extreme Rules, hardcore, whatever they want to call it, would totally be awesome.
Because the reason why I say that is because of everything you said, but also there was a match in WCW way back when between Chris Benoit and Kevin Sullivan that was a hardcore match, no Falls Count Anywhere, and thinking about it now, watching it, I was like, this is stupid. Thinking about it now, I'm like, no, that was a brilliant match. What they did was they went up into the stadium, they went into the bathroom, and they just started beating each other up in the bathroom and slamming their heads. Like, people were in the bathroom, and all these people were around doing that stuff. I feel like they need that kind of thing, because these two guys are super, they hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just do that? Just have an all-out, no-holds-barred, street match, something. I think it would be a benefit for that match.
Yeah.
But everything else on SmackDown Live was good. I can't think of anything else that happened that I was like, yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, because I really talked into it in detail.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because the tag team match, with Jinder and Rusev, all that stuff was really good. I'm glad that Rusev's going to be on the card now. I agree with you. I think Rusev needs to come out as a champion because I think that's something that all three of those guys, the three other guys could fight for. I mean, they can even have Orton and Bobby feud for a while. I've liked them in the ring. I think they've got more that they could showcase. But yeah, SmackDown was really, really good. What letter grade would you give it?
I would probably give it a high B+ or a low A-. I can't pick between the two because I'm like, it was really, really good, better than Raw, but it just didn't exactly blow me away in but it was still really, really good. So somewhere in between there, I can't quite choose one or the other. So kind of teetering that line.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a B+ as well. Daniel Bryan's on fire. He gets an A for me. Everything was done well. There's nothing I could complain about that I could think of anyway. So yeah, B+ for me.
All right, cool. Well, that's it for this week. Next week, we'll do the weekly recaps, of course, and then it'll be the go-home show for WrestleMania, and then of course we will do our WrestleMania predictions, which will probably take forever because there's probably going to be upwards of 15 matches.
Yep, this is going to be a 3-hour long podcast next week.
Oh, probably, because it's going to be like a 6.5 hour long WrestleMania.
Yep.
Oh, man, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah.
That is, because last year, whew,
yeah,
long night.
It was a long day.
All right, folks. Thanks for stopping by, wrestling fans. We will see you guys next week.
Peace.